This is Group 4C. I'm Madeline James and my other group members include Andrew, Anna, Brianna, Christian, Jason and Nicodemus. Our main group project objective is to research how Amazon's marketing efforts and branding have been impacted due to negative publicity from its mistreatment of workers and thus the impact this has on consumers. Founded by Jeff Bezos in 1994, Amazon is an American multinational company and one of the largest online e-commerce retailers worldwide. Amazon has a multitude of products it sells online such as apparel, electronics, beauty and gardening. Reasons behind the project include wanting to gain a deeper insight into how consumers' morals and ethics guide their purchases and the impact it leaves the brand when negative publicity arises. Amazon's target market in Australia is middle upper class 20 to 35-year-old online shoppers. Within this, Amazon has target segments including demographics, geographics and psychographic segments. This demographic selected enables Amazon to have confidence that the consumers have the financial means to purchase the products and the technological knowledge to interact with the website. Additionally, Amazon's psychographic segment of online shoppers ensures that a brand switch occurs. Consumer behaviour of Amazon's targeted segments include consumers in the age bracket of 20 to 35 being tech-savvy and having a heavy online presence, which is exemplified through Australian millennials having the largest percentage of online shopping consumers. Amazon's chosen demographic of the upper middle class tend to be financially able on e-commerce websites, purchasing a plethora of items. Amazon first positioned itself as a book retailer in the 90s to now becoming a major online general store, ranking 22nd as the largest company in the world. Amazon has positioned itself in the e-commerce market through providing a broad range of products and services to consumers, stimulating high involvement through convenience, low prices and efficiency. Additionally, Amazon caters to price-sensitive consumers, which is a major strategy and operates on a global scale, shipping to over 58 countries. With relation to Amazon's marketing mix, product, place, promotion and price are all important to discuss. Amazon can be classified as an e-commerce website, which offers a number of products spanning across several categories. The majority of Amazon's product range come from wholesale suppliers. With this service providing a broad range of product categories, the intention is to create a brand preference and cognitive bias for its consumers towards their needs. Amazon's Place component is exemplified on Amazon's online retail store accessible on their website or mobile app, making the service exclusively digital for Australian consumers. In relation to promotion and communication with consumers, Amazon uses multiple strategies. They use TV and online advertising, which is arguably the most important in spreading the message and generating interest and motivation from consumers. Amazon's pricing strategy is market-oriented with the aim of providing the lowest price on products when compared with other sellers. Amazon also uses a value-based pricing strategy, which observes consumers' value or demand of their products and adjusts the price accordingly. The industry that Amazon is categorized under is e-commerce. Within this market, there are a plethora of trends. One major trend is that e-commerce is consistently growing. In 2014, online sales were 1.3 trillion and with a projected 4.5 trillion in 2021. Arguably, one of the biggest trends in e-commerce is the evolution of social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram, introducing the ability to link shops to profiles and posts, further highlighting this trend. Other trends include voice shopping and artificial intelligence and augmented reality, with retail spending on AI predicted to be 7.3 billion by 2022. Amazon has a number of competitors in the Australian market. The main brand competitors include Gumtree, eBay and Facebook. Gumtree and eBay are major brand competitors due to them being used extensively in Australia and are familiar to consumers. Facebook Marketplace is also another brand competitor due to the heavy use of millennials using social media, with Australia having 67.63% of social media users using Facebook. Indirect generic competitors are also important to consider, such as David Jones and Dimmix, as they are able to satisfy consumers' needs through a plethora of products. Further, total budget competitors such as leisure and household bills present an opportunity cost for consumers, thereby posing a threat. Although Amazon's mistreatment of workers has been a global news story, it has also been a major issue in Australia. The ABC did an investigation into the warehouse in Melbourne in which they discovered that employees are put in unsafe working conditions and there is a culture of fear. Consumers across social media platforms have expressed their view on this issue and choose not to shop at Amazon due to the worker exploitation. Numerous articles and blogs online for consumers are indicative of how Amazon's unethical behaviour is instrumental in choosing to shop from a brand. Consumers have said, Amazon has reportedly mistreated their delivery drivers, making me not want to shop there anymore. Amazon also released injury reports portraying the unsafe conditions. The allegations and reports have had an immense impact on the brand and consumers, with consumer boycotts gaining prominence. Amazon has a strategy to deflect the allegations and deny them in order to hold on a positive reputation, and it is not effective. Additionally, the opportunity given to tour the work environment is also questionable in the sense that it may not be accurate. Academics state that with the vast amount of media channels publicising such issues, consumers are willing to pay more to support companies and provide their workers with better conditions. Primary data plays a pivotal role in investigating and depicting the Amazon brand and thus allows for further exploration of the issues that have arisen due to the mistreatment of its workers. From the survey conducted, consumers' perception of brands and the decision-making process was investigated. Question 5 asked respondents if they researched a company prior to using it, with half of the respondents saying they do, portraying the need for Amazon to have positive brand associations. The publication of Amazon's recent issues has stirred many individuals' perception of the brand. Through the data gathered from secondary research, it was recognised that many individuals across social media platforms have expressed their choice to stop shopping at the brand. The survey went on further to investigate what the respondents disapproved about Amazon and why they had come to that conclusion in question 11, with a handful of respondents mentioning their unethical business practices. After informing respondents on Amazon's worker exploitation, 80% of respondents said they would discontinue shopping from the brand. In the analysis of this primary data, it is evident that consumers' perceptions of brands with negative associations is powerful in retaining customers. Recommendations have been put forward to Amazon in order to repair brand image and restore consumers' negative perception of the brand. The first recommendation proposes that a PR campaign is established. Various data sets such as company annual reports, survey responses, and employee interviews would be generated after Amazon has successfully resolved the issue. Amazon needs to cultivate a valid argument and accept the past mistakes they've made and show consumers the documentation and evidence to portray the future of Amazon will change. Consumers will then begin to trust the brand again and brand image is restored. This is important to perceptual organisation and the importance of using the 4 basic principles in order for consumers to process stimuli positively. By incorporating figure and ground, closure, grouping, and preference for the whole, the likelihood of consumers seeing this information as credible and positive is higher. The second recommendation proposes that Amazon monitors employees' complaint platforms. As emphasised throughout the report, Amazon employees have been quite vocal with their claims and experiences of worker exploitation. This has led to the media and other sources reporting on the issue, and as a result, Amazon has been under fire due to the negative publicity. Amazon needs to first analyse which platforms employees are using the most and then develop a monitoring system. An example of this is Amazon implementing anonymous weekly surveys asking employees their attitudes towards the company and if they have complaints. An extension onto this could enable Amazon to develop an app for employees to anonymously report complaints internally and have outside parties investigate it. By monitoring employee complaint platforms and developing surveys or apps, it allows Amazon to better have control on its reputation. This recommendation would challenge the theory of reasoned action with consumers' pre-existing attitudes towards Amazon as a result of worker exploitation, as it would control the issue internally and therefore consumers would not have exposure to it. The third recommendation is tracking sentiment over social media. As aforementioned, the bad PR as a result of Amazon's unethical business practices has negatively impacted Amazon's brand image, and consumers' response to the issue has perpetuated it. Amazon has their own social media accounts such as Facebook and Twitter and utilises all these platforms as both a marketing and consumer service outlet. The first stage of this process includes a diagnostic component in which Amazon would review likes and comments, enabling Amazon to analyse the data for the second part of the strategy. After analysing the e-commerce industry and consumer perception of the brand, Amazon can create a poll for their consumers with thoughts about their brand, and those of whom have had selected negative associations can be further contacted. It is then up to the newfound customer service representatives to analyse these new trends. Lastly, Amazon needs to repair the brand image and can be done through hiring a PR team solely for the social media. Consumers' brand perception is key to a thriving company and relates to the idea of how consumers' motivation to engage with information about a brand and thus to form attitudes is heavily influenced by consumers' need for cognition and how important the peripheral route is in processing views. Here is the implementation. It is critical that the PR campaign is out first to inform consumers that Amazon's unethical business practices are acknowledged and have changed. This campaign will operate over a 4-month period starting in November 2020. Monitoring employees, complaint platforms, and the development of apps and surveys should be carried out a month after the ad is out to see if perceptions have changed, and tracking consumer sentiment over social media should be done during the same time. In conclusion, Amazon's brand identity and consumers' negative perception of the brand can be repaired if certain procedures and recommendations discussed are implemented.